mess. This fucking looks like Jordan's box.
My backpack is the most style it's been in forever.
Nice.
It's like small Rambo style backpack. Like not my
Pure-
whole box of spinners, more like
Pure
7.
lies. Are we live, Clint?
And a few rusty spoons.
What's up, folks?
Rusty hook's sticking better.
Sorry that we're late.
Keeps them on there.
Sorry that
Little
we're
more
late.
grit.
We had a bunch of technical difficulties. Once again.
Well, hi. So I told them what was
I'm
going
already
on.
dropping
and
stuff.
There was a contest going. They started it before I even joined. Everyone was betting what time you guys were actually going to go live. There was 130 people making comments and bets.
Give you 2-to-1 odds.
Clint, that is all Clint's plan. He's just a lie from Clint. You guys know that you can't believe Clint. He can't be trusted.
Smile voice.
Literally, Andrew's like, "Oh, you have time to talk?" I'm like, "We just went live on the channel, bro."
Who's this?
The guy, our guy, or hopefully gonna be our guy.
Our guy.
Our guy.
All right, guys, you know the drill. If you guys can do us a huge favor, make sure you guys drop some comments below. Let us know where you're tuning in from. It's always cool to see all the places around the country that you guys are tuning in from. Smash the thumbs up. For sure, smash that thumbs up if you're on YouTube, Facebook, any of those. It really helps us kind of get this live feed out there. And then share it if you can. Text message some people. Share it on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you like to share things. Reddit. And we got to give a huge shout out to Got to give a huge shout out to Stevens Marine. We got to give a huge shout out to Stevens Marine for sponsoring this live feed. Stevens Marine is the main sponsor of the Addicted Fishing live feed, and we appreciate those guys over there. I need to get my boat in there and get some stuff done.
Just need to bring it over to shop at Cameron's too.
I need to get mine out of your yard.
One day.
That's what I need to really do, is just bring it to your house.
They're so easy to work on. Those mercs are so stupid nice. It's a 5-minute job.
Why didn't I fish that today?
You're not smart. Grasshopper.
Guys, so today we're going to talk a little bit about hardware. We got some spinners, we got some spoons that we're going to kind of cover. Talk a little bit about Brad's Wigglers. And just talk about some hardware tonight for Steelhead. How many of you addicts out there have been out there pounding the banks or in your rafts or drift boats chasing winter steelhead? How many of you guys have been out there chasing it? Me and Jordan went out today, caught one. Wasn't that epic, but we at least got one.
It was more epic than probably most people Steelhead Day.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, we've been choosing.
I don't know, I'm seeing a lot of pictures now.
Okay. Way to call my bluff. I was trying to be Mr. Optimistic.
Way more
over here.
epic than my day was.
Yes.
I can guarantee that.
Yes.
I guarantee you got more steelhead than I did today.
Guys have been freaking.
Marlon got his first, and that's really all that matters.
The guys have been doing some really good work.
I put my man here on his first Steelhead of
Oh,
the year.
This guy argued with me for an hour about wanting to go to where we went.
Yeah.
But we did only catch one fish. So.
No, it was cool though.
Myself.
It was cool. The fish was so chrome, I didn't think it was a steel. I thought he had an old Chinook or coho on the entire time. It was a ghost. Never. I mean, it was so chrome that it was normally a fish that you would hook and see instantly. But it was so chrome that when as he fought it up to us, you couldn't see the fish the entire time.
Yep.
It was pretty neat.
Evening, Larry. See you on the 2nd, bro. We're going tomorrow.
We got. What do we got?
What
Here?
you know? Yep, the returns are better than this year than last year. I think that is definitely ringing true, which was crazy because I listened to 4 town halls talking about how it wasn't going to be, but I guess whatever.
I think they're pretty wrong on that.
Yeah, it's
Right? We caught a fish.
let's be honest. If a bunch of these I'll just say because I'm not talking down, but if a bunch of crappy little A runners are going to just produce the numbers that they're doing now, I'd have to think that the wilds are going to do better.
Yeah.
But I generally, even like last year when we did not see a lot of the early A runners, or not a lot of them, it
fished
definitely correlated with the lake.
Yeah, we fished a non-hatchery river today and we caught one in the second hole in the second cast. And that was not the first fish that Marlon had heard of in that area. Yeah. You know, I wanted to go other places, and those other places consisted of wild-only rivers. Yeah. And so I think there's a lot to be said. We
were
could have
chasing
caught more fish. Yeah.
I mean,
we could have caught more fish by going to a hatchery stretch, and that's a great spot to be in as far as
sometimes
the season standard. You know what I mean?
Sometimes we really like solitude. We like to be out there. You know, we didn't see one other fisherman today, not one other guy.
And I like that too. But then we go and the episode that just came out last week we had the solitude during the whole episode, but then when we got to where all the people were,
That's right.
it was like a party, and it wasn't like bad at all. It was fun.
Smash
It
'em
was
up.
fun in its own way.
Yeah, I think, and maybe this is a little bit of a pat on the back for like just for you guys as well. But like, I feel like if you go places where you're gonna find fellow addicts and stuff, usually you're gonna have fun.
Oh,
And I've noticed that I've seen that change a lot in the last 3 years, I'd say precisely, where you go to these areas that are a little more high pressure, and you go down to these places that people would normally be very defensive of, and it's an instant party. You have friends the minute you walk up to the bank because all these guys know each other. They talk online. They all are just this little community to where you're not scared to go up and stand next to somebody else and cast next to them because they are okay with it and they're your buddy.
And they're not going to screw each other's program up.
Yeah.
We talk about what we talked about last week. You're not going to walk down to the bobber run and then try plunking.
Yeah.
Do anything like that. Everyone kind of knows the programs too. So.
I just love seeing that
It is what it
change.
is.
I love seeing that change. It's so different than what it used to be, where guys had a 6-shooter on their hip and would cuss at you if you got too close. I mean, we've all known the dude. Okay, dude, the hatchery's right there. And it's cool to see that little bit of a change lately, especially in a good year like this for everybody.
I
Just
think
wants to
people
catch one.
catching fish.
Yep.
And, he said, no one's mad when it's fall time and people are catching fish.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest with you. When people are catching fish, their definitely attitudes do change.
I saw a couple people asking what I caught it on. I caught it on a red fever addicted steelhead worm with a black head.
Anybody shocked about that?
I'm using a
We
black
should have done the poll. What did Marlon catch his first steelhead of the year on? Go and
It was a worm. I fished jigs today. I fished worms. I fished spoons. Jordan fished beads.
And worms and jigs. I'm in jigs. I mean,
Yeah.
I fished a red jig the last 2 days and didn't catch it.
so today probably wasn't about a certain presentation. It's probably just getting in front of one.
We need to find them.
You need to find one.
Yeah.
And what I mean in clear,
And truth be
low
told,
clear water.
we only, like I was thinking about it, Jordan. We when you're on the bank, you just can't cover
Yeah, we
as
fished
much
4
water. So
holes.
we fished 5 holes. I counted them. So we fished 5 holes only, and then we were out of daylight.
Right.
By the time we cooked our elk steaks, because we cooked some elk steaks on the river, we basically ended in a hole in the dark. So when you're floating, I feel like, well, granted too, we didn't really start till like what 9:30.
It was cold.
Yeah, we had to.
It was cold.
We wanted to
all
let
right?
we wanted to let the fish warm up a little bit.
Yeah.
but Earthworms worked today. Yeah, see the river we fished today, you couldn't use bait, which is one of the things I think may have hindered us a little bit because with the water temperatures being so cold, all the snow and stuff, the bait really helps this time of year.
But she wanted the big worm.
Should use that. That's the red fever right there.
Worm. No, it isn't.
What is it?
That's the Brooks.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
That's red haze.
Red fever has a whitetail.
Oh, okay.
This is the original name of this was Red Haze. That's the Brooks because Lonnie designed it.
Huh.
Lonnie Brooks designed it.
Dean Droppelman. Happy holidays.
Yes, Dean. Thanks for the super chat, bud.
Happy
Joaquin,
holidays
I
to
think
you
I'll see
too,
you
my
on-
friend.
I can't remember what day. 2nd or the 3rd. So I'm calling on there. Caught a steelhead nymphing.
Nice.
Surprise!
Nymphies.
Yeah. Do steelhead hit night crawlers? Do you fish a lot of night crawlers for steelhead?
I used to back in the day, but I find you do end up, especially even if you're fishing the river. I grew up fishing, didn't have a ton of trout, and you would definitely catch the trout that were there if you had a night crawler on.
Yeah.
You tend to catch a lot of trout and whitefish, so you get a lot of bites and have a lot of fun. And I did catch steelhead over the years, but it just I tend to get bit way too much by the fish I wasn't trying to catch on a night
We
crawler.
need to get your sled out and then play with some night crawler fishing and shit. How many of those little buggers are running around?
Wow,
That would actually
could
be
you
pretty.
imagine?
That would actually be pretty fun.
That would be super fun.
I-
So I used to use them a lot to tip jigs.
Yeah.
And they work really good. I would just take them and cut them up into little chunks and use them to tip my jigs, and it would work really
With
well.
the KVD keeper, though, if you put that
Shit,
thing right over
yeah.
there and ran it up, it'd
Dude,
probably fish
After
perfect.
certain seasons, we'll just go get it done. I'll get it
Just
done.
get
Let's go.
eaten. Especially if any of the rivers have like lots of small, like night crawlers, just get munched.
Yeah.
If it's just the night crawler, that's what I've found. At least it's really hard because all fish eat them. So everything goes for them when those things hit the water.
Aaron Cho, what I'd do is I would look at your local regulations and see what's open, and then be sure to go online and check emergency regulations to see what's also closed.
Coulter, we are going to
Stocking
talk about that
birds.
tonight. So hold your stacked spoon questions. We're definitely going to talk a little bit about that tonight. I do that a lot. I was actually fishing a stacked spoon today, so we'll talk a little bit about that about stacking the old spoons.
Right.
I got a couple of them in this box that are stacked. So we can talk a little bit about that. But we got to get our first little giveaway going here.
Yeah.
Pull some stuff here.
Dale, yes. And I already should have if you were in the first 10 days. Let me Dale, oh, wait, can you scroll up? I'm sorry. I'm doing personal business now. Oh, there it is, Dale. I'll convert. Okay. Yeah.
Oh my god.
What are you doing? Yes, Dale. Yes, we need to be talking on that. You guys are awesome. Got the trout fishing decades first round 5 days ago. Shout out New Zealand.
Ooh, New
Grand
Zealand.
Rapids. Worm jelly. I haven't received my giveaway from a couple weeks back. Benjamin, email orders at addicted.fishing. Take it up with them. And I don't say that disrespectfully, but maybe mention what you want and what exact date it was, because that can be remedied through that email address you see down below.
Yep. Yeah, if you ever have any issues with your giveaways, guys, just shoot us an email to orders@addicted.fishing. We'll get you taken care of. Sometimes it takes a little longer for us to get those out if we're busy during the holiday season or whatever. But if you got one that's old or something that you have not gotten your giveaway, just shoot us an email. Yeah. We'll get you taken care of. Tonight's giveaway, we're going to give away a fillet away fish mat for the first little prize here. So if you guys want an opportunity to win a fillet away fish mat, all you got to do is thumbs up the video, share it out there to family and friends, and then now that we got a bunch of people in here, it looks like we got almost 440 of you in here, drop a comment and let us know where all you guys are tuning in from. Yeah. Where are you tuning in from? We got almost 500 people in here. I want to know where everyone is from.
I hate to say it though, man. I'm gonna. I mean, can I? I don't know if I should say it or not.
Now I'm scared.
Those mats suck.
What?
They do.
Because you're not green?
Yeah.
You're dumb.
No, and you want to. I'm dead serious. Because I was doing a bunch of coaching trips early December, and you go to, like, clean the blood off, like, you can see it, like the blood with the green and the red. Where the black, it's not. I mean, okay, they clean up super easy anyway, so I'm just playing with you guys. But like, I prefer the green
because you can see it.
So you can see the blood.
Yeah, I mean, it does make sense.
I mean, I know it's one of them stupid little things.
We got Toledo.
You know what I mean?
We got Albany. Man, lots of people in here.
Sorry, Connor.
Yeah. I was like, where are we going with this?
No.
I was getting a little nervous.
I'm not trying.
Redmond, Olympia, Clackamas, New York. What's up in Battleground? Puyallup. New Mexico. What's up in New Mexico?
I really like that email. I really like that email we got that you forwarded to me about the guy down in the southeast of the United States.
That was a good idea.
I cannot wait.
That was a cool
It's
idea.
guaranteed.
Yeah.
We're doing it. I've been told over the years and years and years about going down to those like New Mexico, southern Colorado trout rivers and trout streams and doing these. I mean, it's
California,
it's the mecca of trout fishing.
Michigan.
You know,
man, we got people all over the country. Idaho.
Southwest, excuse me.
I've literally seen people from east to west coast in here
Woodland,
tonight.
California.
Port Angeles, Shelton,
Mission,
Dallas, BC. Oh, and out of the country. What's up in Canada? What's up, our Canadian brothers? Do you guys know Clint was Canadian?
Hey.
Clint, sing the Canadian. Can you sing the Canadian national anthem, please?
No.
Oh, Canada.
Do you know it? You don't know
Of course he knows it. They said it in grade
Shasta,
school.
California.
That and
I want to be there the
the
third
Lord's
week
Prayer
of
every morning.
February. Mount Shasta, California. I'm coming that way soon. Very soon.
It's all about Oregon, baby.
The ketchup chips. There you go.
Somehow Kevin's in.
Oh, ketchup
Wakanda.
chips and Tim Hortons or whatever the heck they are.
Those ketchup chips were not that good.
They weren't that bad.
They were great.
They were good enough.
They're my fave.
They were about as good as those salt and vinegar chips you had the
They
day
were
after you burnt the
worse.
bag.
Yeah, exactly. That's about what they tasted like. Oregon coast.
New York City.
Oh, Pennsylvania. What up in Pennsylvania? NYC. I feel bad for the people that live in old Canada.
You feel bad for people who live where?
I'm not gonna. I was gonna.
Easy.
Ooh.
Cam, thanks for telling me that Red
Colorado.
Haze is now Red Fever at Bob's.
Yeah, people got confused because I renamed all the worms and they couldn't find the ones they
Just
liked.
recently?
No,
Okay.
I did it like early
Long
last
time
year.
I'm just glad I was right. I was taking a shot in the dark on that one. I'm just kidding. I knew it was something like that.
The Red Haze
Yeah.
is Red Fever and Brooks. The only difference is one has a whitetail and one has a blacktail.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Yeah. That's why we renamed them, because we wanted to be able to use that same variation of color with a whitetail and a blacktail.
Sheboygan. We got Sheboygan in the house.
Oh,
dude.
Sheboygan.
Sheboygan. What's that?
I highly doubt that guy's in North Korea.
You never know, man. Kimmy J
All right,
might
Clint.
like watching the live
Let's
feed.
pick our first
You like
winner.
bros with him?
How many people we got now, Clint?
Jimmy J, what's up in the house?
He likes watching
I
stick
know
and
about the
fishing
same.
and what is it?
I don't know.
What is it?
Victoria Holmes. Victoria
tonight.
Holmes on YouTube. You just won yourself a Fillet Way fish mat. To collect your prize, shoot us an email to orders@addicted.fishing. Make sure you include your name, your address, and let us know that you won the Fillet Way mat. We'll get it shipped out to you. Thanks for
Nobody
being
got
here
the
with us.
Skylar
I always
tonight.
see Victoria in
From
our
the interview,
chats and in our
Skylar
comments.
I know, I'm terrible.
Yeah, I always see Victoria in our chats and in our comments. I've been starting to recognize a lot of the names of people who constantly comment on our YouTube videos.
Yes.
We appreciate you guys,
Yes.
guys and gals, for doing that. Like I always say, if there's one thing that you can do when we upload a YouTube video, even if you don't have a lot of time and you can't watch it, thumbs up the video for us and drop a comment, because it helps us a ton on YouTube. Trying to beat their little algorithm.
Their little algorithm.
They're constantly trying to bring us down.
The man.
Man.
We need you guys to beat it for us.
Stick it to him.
We need you guys to
All
beat
right,
it.
somebody who's reading Heritages tonight.
$100 super chat.
Who's reading Who's reading?
I'm not. I made my first steelhead beads necklace. I showed my wife and showed her. These beads really do work. Thanks, ADX. Happy New Year. Well, thank you for the $100 super chat.
Oh, here it is, 4x4. Thank
As
you so
always,
much.
with the gold, with the gem.
We really do appreciate it, man. Your super chats always bring a little.
You just
comic
like to
relief.
watch us sweat and read them. We get it.
We should start playing rock, paper, scissors every time you comment.
I'm just gonna run out.
Thank you for the super chat,
That's
Dennis.
good.
Yes.
Appreciate it, Dennis. Hello from the frozen Arctic. You know, one thing I want to go chase is those she-fish. Have you seen those in Alaska?
Yes, they're very cool.
There's rivers. You can go chase them like steelhead, like try to fish from like steelhead.
And I guess they fight like tarpon.
Yeah, they do. Supposedly they do crazy runs and crazy
That's like
jumps.
way up north, though, like Fairbanks stuff, right? And north.
Like way north of Alaska.
They catch a lot of them ice fishing too. Correct?
Yeah, you can do it ice fishing. That's what Scott Haugen does every year, but I don't want to do that. I want to go catch them in the rivers.
Yeah.
Right.
And apparently they get up to 20 pounds.
How cold is it?
It's probably cold. It's Alaska.
Coldest is
Warm.
true north.
You gotta
I'm
go
from
warm.
Dickinson, North Dakota. That's where I was born.
That's where the old Jordo was born.
Dickinson, North
That's where it
Dakota.
all started, dude.
How big is Dickinson?
It's a little bit bigger now, but it's pretty small.
1,000 people? 2,000?
No, it's big. It's way bigger than that. There's
Oh,
probably like 2,000 people when I was born there. If not less, maybe a little less.
No, it's way bigger than that. Oh, there's probably like 2,000.
Great podcast.
I mean, it's not
Please
big.
do great
It's-
podcast. Please do more episodes more often. We just got done.
I really
Recording
liked our
another
podcast lately. I really have liked
Yeah.
just the BS session. I think that is much more pleasurable to listen to than the kind of the tactics and the examples that we give like in the live feed. I think there's different.
It's too hard to talk tactics. and
Yeah,
stuff
it's
in
too
those
much.
podcasts. It's
There's a
not
lot of
visual.
different ways to watch Addicted. And if you want to learn how to become a better fisherman, a lot of the time, it's this live feed. If you want to be entertained and be brought along for an adventure, it's the YouTube. If you want to just listen to conversation and be engaged in fishing, it's the podcast. You know what I mean? It's it's cool that we get to offer that kind of stuff to everybody.
It's almost 23,000
What's that?
23,000 what?
population. I think.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, okay. Look at it. What
Captain
was it,
Drew.
1991?
From
That's our
Miami.
boy. Yes. And I just got your text, and I think, we need to do 2 of those days with you. So for those guys that don't know Captain Drew, all those peacock bass pictures we posted a couple weeks ago, we went and did that, and we're trying to get out there and
Yeah,
these two guys.
There's over 500 people watching, so if you guys want to go peacock bass fishing,
Like I said
there's your
before,
man right there, Mr. Captain Drew.
Message me and I'll let you know how fun it was because it was really cool. Yep.
Let's see, we got another super chat from Vu. Thank you so much, Vu. He said chopsticks count as hardware.
Take me, Boo. You're the one your steelhead count is significantly higher than mine this year, so I think it needs to go the other way around, bro. Nice work today, man. He's ripping them.
Okay, so before we dive into doing some hardware, we have a couple more announcements. I did want to remind everyone out there, we now officially, if you guys haven't heard, have our premiere tickets for sale for Puyallup and Portland. So if you guys want to come see Addicted Alaska 3, which is our third adventure fishing film, it's a full featured film. It's almost an hour and a half long. It's a really, really good time. These are like events. We have a stage with a microphone, and we're throwing out giveaways.
We'll have a stage and microphone. We'll be throwing stuff at you.
Yep, exactly.
And there'll be alcohol
from the stage.
It's a really, really fun time, guys, and I want as many of you addicts there as possible. So there's 350 seats in Puyallup and 500 seats in Portland. So go get your tickets. You can buy your tickets on our website, addicted.fishing. They're only $15.
And both are more than half sold out, so don't sleep on it. Don't wait. Like if you're gonna go to the Sportsman Show, go those days and take advantage of going to the movie. They have big theaters, awesome. It's gonna be good.
It's February 4th in Puyallup at the Washington Sportsman Show, and February 17th at the Pacific Northwest Sportsman Show in Portland, Oregon.
Super chat from Dennis Davis, aka the Eskimo Fixer. We are ready for sheefish. Let's go winter and summer. It will blow your minds.
Summer.
Yes, Dennis.
Summer.
Man.
I could be talking to summer.
Yeah, I want to do the river thing. Like I was looking, it was like it was from.
Yeah.
I thought November was like November and then back. I'll have to go look again when the best dates were, but I'm sure this guy knows.
Another super chat from Kevin.
I thought it was
your videos. Shout out from Cleveland, Ohio.
I thought I remember talking to
and
somebody
Henry.
in the airport.
Yeah, shout out to you too. And Henry Heisler with the super chat. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, guys. Yeah. I'll be at the Portland show. Well, we'll see you guys there.
Yeah, so guys, we will have booths too. We have a booth at the Puyallup show and a booth at the Portland show. So we will be at the show all 5 days. But come the movie premiere night, so you guys can come see the movie premiere. And we will be having some specials and stuff in the booth.
I was just going to say, we're going to do specials those days in
Yep.
the booth because we know a lot of you guys are going to be there. So, like, it'll be good.
Yep, we're going to do all sorts of specials in the booth that night. And yeah.
Have you ever had a bear come up to you cooking anything out in the woods for how much fish you cook in the woods?
Not in the lower 48.
I think we need to go to that trout stream and try that again.
Yeah.
I want to watch.
Yeah, no, I've had them get extremely close.
Jordan wrestles a bear
In Alaska. They've even when we were sleeping,
Yeah.
that's probably the closest they got. Cub tried to come in.
You literally would wake up, unzip the tent, there'd be a bear like 10 feet from you. It was
bigger than this podium.
Oh my gosh,
Oh, man.
it was crazy. It was
So I saw
crazy.
somebody ask, they're coming to the Kiggins show, they have VIP tickets, and they're asking if they should come to the Sportsman Show ones. Is it worth it? Are they going to miss anything? And I would say yes, because I've watched The Big Lebowski probably 200 times. You are going to want to watch this movie more than once. And then, again, it's more of just one of the coolest experiences you'll have in life, unless you have, or a vendor, is getting to stay at the Sportsman Show after it's closed. It is kind of cool. The authenticity behind it is pretty badass.
Yep.
Let alone to get to, like, the whole place empties. You got the whole place to yourself. Obviously, you won't be walking around booths and stuff, but we'll all get locked into the auditorium area, and there'll be beer and drinks and just, again, a lot of like-minded people that weren't at the first show or at the Puyallup show that are there to hang out, have fun, and watch a cool fishing movie. It's not even so much about Addicted at that point. It's just kind of like offering a whole new venue for the Sportsman Show, especially. You know, everybody gets to stay after. You get to, again, mingle and actually hang out, not just walk past people in an aisle.
And even like, you know, we talked to a lot of people on here, and we talked to a lot of people like, you know, but then like you go to the premiere, and then all of a sudden you recognize like 100 of the people standing in front of you because they're all people that you see out in the rivers.
Yep.
It's like the community does show up. It's really cool.
Yeah, I would say go to all of them. I mean, you're not gonna. There's not necessarily gonna miss anything. We're gonna be doing a lot of the same stuff at each one of the premieres, but each one's gonna be different in its
Each one
own
will
way.
be organically different.
It's just gonna be different in its own way for the amount of people that show up, the way that it's set up. You know, the Sportsman Show is gonna have a totally different environment, just like Jordan said. It's more of a VIP event here at the Sportsman Show because, like Jordan said, the movie actually starts. We open the doors about an hour before the show ends, and then it goes an hour and a half after the show ends. So you'll be at the show by yourself an hour and a half after before anyone else is there. So it'll be really cool.
I'm getting giddy. It's 23 days away.
It's
22 days away.
Sturgis season, some steelhead fishing, and it's going to be.
I'm like super excited. Everybody.
So quick.
Yes.
And then, so guys, we've been getting this question a lot. We are going to eventually drop the movie on YouTube, but it will be a long time. It will be a long, like potentially like years.
Yeah.
At least a year, probably longer. We're figuring out a way. We may release it online digitally for sale because there's a bunch of people that have been emailing and messaging me asking me,
There's a lot of guys in Michigan, a lot of guys across the country that do go.
The more that kind of made me think about it was all the people all the emails I've been getting from vets overseas, in like Afghanistan and Iraq and places like that. They're like, dude, we can't see the movie. Like, we're in Afghanistan, so how can we see it? So I'm gonna.
Well, they ain't there no more, but they are everywhere else.
Well, some guy just emailed me a couple days ago.
Oh yeah,
they're not there. Regardless,
that's what his email says.
Anyways, yeah. Regardless, I get what you're saying, and that would be very cool. Yeah, but we can just get them that. Yeah, we'll have to. We
gotta figure out a way.
We will figure out something, but I guarantee you, it will not be before those 3 premieres.
Well, I'm seeing some comments. The collectible DVD would be fun.
Yeah. We've done that in the past, but the freaking DVDs, like, no one has a DVD player
anymore. DVD player?
No.
Yes.
Maybe we do it as an NFT. What do you guys think? Maybe we release it as an NFT. How many addicts out there? How many addicts out there are into NFTs? Obviously, we don't talk about a lot of that stuff because we're a fishing show, but a couple of us dabble in those things. So maybe we need to release Addicted Alaska 3 as an NFT.
When do the backpacks
We missed like 3
drop?
super chats there, Chief.
I know, dude. Now that you've been showing the backpack in the videos, it's like every Instagram message, just people want the backpack.
Henry Heiser, what's a good steelhead plug rod? I know there's an 8-foot 10 to 20 guides like classic, but what about the SST line? I don't think they have any one. Do they have a one piece?
They have a lot of the SST line that we haven't seen yet.
Right,
I haven't seen any.
To be fair, they had a mag taper in the SST line that I really liked for plugs.
When there's the UX 3000 or whatever, that rods that I don't know if you got any, but he gave me a couple.
I just get a freaking.
They are the Guide Select.
The Guide Select Pros have plug rods now, one piece.
The UX 3000 ones or whatever.
It's not UX.
Pros are classics.
The Pros, Guide Select. No, they're classics.
They're classics.
Classics.
Yeah, so they put this. They changed some of the lines. Some of the ones that I had before the mag tapers. I mean, I used them even up like on the Nishikak in Alaska.
Yeah, they got it. They have an 801, an 802, and an 803 now.
Yeah.
Kevin super chat. Random question for the 3 of you.
Wrestler.
Who is your all-time Nacho Libre?
I can't say that I've watched wrestling a day in my life.
See, that's funny. That you strike me as a WWE dude.
No.
Like back in the day, not now, but like
Never.
I would have. Wouldn't you have pegged?
No.
You have pegged him for a WWE guy.
No.
A little bit.
I think if I can't say
Never.
that.
I've never. The other night, Sharon was my wife was telling me how she used to watch it, and I'm like, "You're so."
You're like, we're divorced.
I was like, no.
What was the twin dudes that did the suck it thing?
The only wrestler I know is.
guys or whatever, weren't they?
What was their names?
The only wrestler I know is The Rock.
We don't want to talk about Nacho Libre right now.
Everybody's going off on Nacho.
Love him some Stone Cold Steve.
Heck yeah, isn't he from up here?
I was not a NASCAR guy either. I watched sports. I
Stone
watched
Cold
basketball.
Steve.
My favorite sport's basketball. That's what I like to
Isn't
watch.
Stone
Why are
From
you
here.
avoiding the backpack question?
The backpack.
We're talking some hardware. We're going to talk some Steelhead. And then we're going to talk some of our best moments from what we thought, our take on some of those. And we're going to ask you guys, too, what were some of the best moments you guys saw out of the Addictive videos in 2021?
So the backpacks, guys, are not out yet. They will be out eventually.
Backpack?
We have no idea when they're coming, but we are working on it. We like to dial these things in and make them absolutely perfect before we release them to you guys, which is why you've been seeing Jordan use them a lot in a lot of the videos, because we're trying to make sure that everything on them is right and exactly how we want it before we release it to all you guys. So
And that goes
It's
with
coming.
It goes with everything we do. We test the living snot out of it. We give them to guys like him and just say, go nuts with it and see if you sit on it, rip it, break it, let little chew on it a little bit, whatever it is. Like,
same with
whatever it is. It's just that's the way we work with the product. I mean,
This is the other one that I've been testing that you guys haven't seen much of yet, but this is a roll top one that we're working on. A little bit bigger. This is a 40 liter, but you can see it's got zipper pockets on the front.
Yep.
stuff on the back. Like we basically have been working on a couple different variations. The zip up one that Jordan's using, the roll top ones, and we've been using them.
I mean, and even to put it in perspective, like we were showing like some of the bead hook stuff in videos a year before they even came out.
Yep.
Because we had to test them in the right season and stuff. So it's a work in process, guys. Yep, there's the hook. There it is. There's bead hook. Good job. Way to go, producer Clint. Way to go.
Nice.
There you go.
Side cam.
Side
Top
cam.
cam.
Top cam.
All right, let's dive into hardware.
Let's dive. Oh my god.
Let's dive
It's the
into hardware.
The bead. He's serving up the bead. I love it.
I already own
That's
the
like a
cam
net.
holding the bead NFT. Hit me up if you
What?
want.
No, you don't. Wait a second. Wait, now if we're talking now, I gotta cut that.
My Gage.
Oh boy.
Super chats are off the charts tonight, everybody. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we appreciate those
Yeah, and
guys.
Henry, honestly, the problem with that is what action is that? You know, because when you're talking like a good plug rod, you know, you want something that's a little more softer. You're not going to want to do your fast actions or your extra fast actions. So, like, I don't know.
Wobble,
I mean,
wobble.
you can have an 8 to 17 be a fast action, or you can also have it be a really slow or an extra slow. So, you just want something with slower action, something that's going to bend all the way down to the handle so when the plug takes, the fish has a time to turn away. So maybe we'll have to revisit that one here soon. But yeah, think of a softer, like softer but stronger, I guess. Does that make sense? That makes sense.
Right.
Right. Yep.
Soft action.
Absolutely.
Has
Makes
Clint
perfect
got his
sense.
steelhead yet? No, he hasn't.
Why would you read that one comment?
Because it was funny.
It's okay. I haven't caught a steelhead in 2 days.
Best moment of 21. Marlon admitting the bead is great. Or the little cam. I vote bead. I want to see the video evidence of that
Yeah.
actually happening.
When did I say it was great?
Yeah.
I might have said they work, but I definitely never said they were
It's
great.
all about the beads.
Never said the G word. Yeah.
I tell you, when I was peacock fishing, I was asking Drew, I'm like, I need to have. Do you have like anything that's like 6-8 mil red bead in this boat?
Yeah, you told me.
I needed a peacook bass with like holding a bead. I was like, I got it on a bead.
No one would have believed you.
I don't know. They're pretty mean. They probably
Would have worked.
Put it on the checklist. Put it on the checklist. You gotta try that. Good stuff.
All right, dive into some spinners, Jordan.
More Kanigi special lures. We
Yeah,
will work
put
on
some-
that.
Put some context in it.
That drop didn't quite was
No.
the lure we were looking for,
It sold out so
but
fast.
that's okay. I hope people caught some fish on it. That is like the biggest thing. I think a lot of the plugs and some of the different things that we make, just because of the trend with those kind of lures lately, I think a lot of those sell out fast more as collectibles and fishing stuff. But any of the other lures that we put on those drops, we hope you guys catch fish on, and we hope you catch fish on all those plugs and cut plugs and stuff. Those killer fish and
Oh,
stuff.
guys do. I got a picture
Yeah.
a couple days ago.
Yeah. So we hope you guys are catching fish on those, but we definitely want to keep bringing you more. Anyways,
Spinner 101. Why would a guy throw a spinner? When would he throw a spinner? And could a beginner throw a spinner?
all day,
Let's talk about
every day, no matter
it.
what.
I knew he was going to say that. I'm out. Peace.
Right? And all you, well, it just goes to show you, you'll feel fishing with Herzog, and he brings this box of just spoons and nothing else. And I got my 35.5-pound backpack and feel like an idiot. Because
Got a box about this big. got
Exactly.
it.
Exactly. I like to fish hardware no matter what. And I think a lot of times there are hardware years and there's hardware rivers and there's hardware times, but there's no bad time to fish some sort of hardware, whether it be spinner or spoon. But it's more of a hands-on, in-depth, intricate style of fishing. You're not casting it out, letting your line out of the reel, float down the line, which still takes a little bit of judgment and a little bit of like strategy when you're fishing. But when you start to fish hardware effectively, you're covering water in a more dynamic way, in a more thorough way than you can any other way. It's almost mathematical as a point. And I explain it in a lot of the tutorials, and when I'm teaching a client how to fish some sort of hardware, you want to be very patterned with it. You want to almost make it a mathematical equation. I cast 8 feet, 15 feet, 30 feet, then I take 2 steps. Then I cast 18 feet, or 8 feet, 30 feet, 60 feet. And then you know what I mean? Like, you're completely dissecting the runs. And I think that makes you more of a competent angler, but it just allows you to cover water in such a way that you don't really get to with any other method.
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know?
some of the drifts and some of the runs I've seen you throw spinners in would be really hard to like just like float, worms and
Granted, it might
and
work,
maybe, and
but
maybe
you're
a
not getting the
bead,
presentation.
right? Maybe a bead goes through there, but it goes through there like too fast, or it's not bright enough or big enough. And so they have their moments for sure.
And it's just fun.
For a beginning guy, let's have the spinner versus spoon debate.
Yeah. Spinner.
For a beginner,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Spinner.
It's easier to catch them on a spinner.
Easier to catch them on a spinner. Then why ever fish a spoon? I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm like questioning you guys. Of course, you guys are also providing some good questions too. But so then, why ever fish a spoon? I mean, is a fish ever going to hit a spoon over a spoon?
I don't. It's not that. It's just with a spinner for some reason, like you just can catch more fish on a spinner than you can a spoon. And I think with a spoon, it's because you have to really know how to fish a spoon.
So why ever fish a spoon?
If you know how to fish it, they're super effective.
So
If you go out there,
so in
and
the
you
right
just-
hands,
if you go out there and just like cast a spoon like you would a spinner, your chances are not going to be the same. They're just not.
Paul, super chat, thank you so much. Is hardware a viable option in a blown out river, and what colors? Absolutely. And again, it's gonna, when you're fishing any kind of situation whether it be low water or high water, you're making the most out of your opportunities with the water that you're given. You're not fishing the whole river, you're fishing 3 feet of the river. And so if those holes are viable for a spinner, there's times that I would say it's not so much a good method because I need to fish too close to the bank. And I'm either going to have to cast straight upriver or swing it within 3 feet of the bank downriver to be even fishing. So a float fishing presentation in a really high blown out river might be better because you can fish those inside lines in those areas those fish are going to sit. But just the overall agitation and the big profile of that lure that you're going to be using in a hardware spoon or a spinner is very good in a blown out river.
Yeah, as I say, I feel like I would probably fish. I mean, even though I've seen you do it 1,000 times over the years, like low clear water, I'd probably rather fish the bottom presentation. It's like it seems like there is that, you know, when you have water that's 2 to 4 foot of visibility, like that's just when hardware especially shines. Steelhead green color, not clear but steely green.
Like the entire last week.
Oh yeah, there you go. I wouldn't
The
know.
river just
looks.
every river looks disgusting. It almost, you get like a stomachache as soon as you get to like, oh my god,
Pretty.
I'm not gonna be able to cast at every hole I want to today. It's just too good,
Right.
you know. But the thing about hardware fishing is it's a great compliment. Guys, like I said a minute ago, guys like Bill Herzog who are such diehard in his one method. You know, he's an excelled enough fisherman that he can take the one method out and just have fun with that and go home happy and satisfied with his experience because he caught him the way he wanted to catch him. But hardware is just a great addition. Being a hardware fisherman is a great addition to becoming a well-rounded angler. For salmon, it's imperative.
And there's been
I think a lot of it has to do with just exactly what you just said. A lot of times it's like, what do you want to catch them on?
Yes.
You know, there'll be times that I go out and I only fish spoons just because that's what I'm feeling like fishing that day for fun, whether I catch one or not.
So when it comes down to a beginning angler type of scenario,
I mean, look at fly fishermen.
Yes.
I mean, they go out and they fly fish and fly fish and fly fish.
Spoon
and
is
fly
the
fish.
step before
Great
becoming a
casting
fly
practice.
fisherman.
Yeah.
Correct?
What's that?
I said fishing the spoon is like the step before becoming a spay guy.
No.
Just-
Not even.
I don't know about that.
Not even close.
I've seen Marlon hit the other side of the bank
from.
from
He's gonna
like
be wearing a Patagonia shirt. I
no,
don't know.
exactly.
No, but I mean, if you think about,
Nobody can hit the other bank this close to the
but
other
there's
bank
also, but it's
better
not.
than Marlon.
It is a way you want to catch him. But I've also seen not a million times, but I've also seen times where like we've been fishing runs. We've did it in our second movie up in Alaska, where like guys go to the runs, guys go to the holes, and you're drifting stuff through. You're drifting worms, you're drifting beads, you're drifting egg clusters, whatever that might be, and they don't want it. And like Herzog would always talk about like when you put the spoon in the water. He had a great analogy, and I'm gonna try to say it
Right.
So imagine that steelhead is just a big dog in a fenced yard. You got steelhead sitting in the hole, and you throw him a little piece of beef jerky, and he doesn't want to get up. He knows he's the big dog. He ain't gonna do crap. But then you throw a hissing cat in the yard. What's that dog gonna do? He is going to kill it. The spoon, the hardware, is that hissing cat.
Yeah.
It's not the subtle like, here's the little presentation, go get it. It's the, I am in your area, I am pissing you off, and you have to do something about it. Because there's lots of times, like I said, that's why I don't think it's like going to the spay fishing. Because a lot of times, you know, I've seen that spinner or that spoon, you know, jigging spoons, doing whatever, like just absolutely thrash fish after we've thrown everything we can in a floating presentation by them, a drifting presentation by them, and they didn't react. and then they react.
That's exactly why no matter what, I fish a spoon through every damn hole almost that I fish, because I've seen it happen too many times where we have
It's
just
a cleanup.
absolutely fished everything, beads, worms, jigs, prawns, everything through the hole, and then first cast with a spoon.
He chases it 10 feet and
Exactly.
submarines it on the
Exactly.
surface. Yeah.
Exactly. So,
But
I think the same thing. I've seen Jordan do it a million times with spinners too. I think the same thing can happen. It's just a reactionary bite versus.
Well, that's the way I've always explained it. When people say, "Why does a spinner work? What does it look like?" I said, "It doesn't look like anything. All it is an aggravating. It's an agitation. It's a lure that pisses something off. Imagine these fish, like Lonnie said in a live feed a long time ago. Fish don't have eyelids, so they never sleep, and you can always throw something in front of them. They don't have hands, so when you almost hit them in the face with something, they have nothing to swat at it with except their mouth. And when you break a run apart and you fish a hole, and you don't miss but 8 feet at every cast of that run as you're swinging through it, and that thing comes spinning down to the biggest, meanest buck, or even just a hen, whatever kind of fish, to an aggressive fish in a foreign environment, is what it is. And that thing hits them almost in the face or within a vicinity of them when they're territorial. The only thing they have to hit it with is your mouth.
If you've ever been like spinner or spoon curious, think about that one fish up above. It was really high.
Yeah.
Like we're walking up this bank. We see these couple steelhead laying on the far side of the gravel. I walk down below, get below them. I mean, at a pretty good angle. Rip a cast with the worm like way above them, drift it. It spooks, and they're like, and the water was really clear. Like they didn't want anything to do it. The fish not only did he broke off the bank, he swam down and he jumped in behind me like in the water, knee deep in the water.
It almost touched
And he was sitting
you.
there,
Yeah.
and he was sitting there, thinking I was like the next source of cover until he realized like this
Moving.
this son of a gun's moving. And I was like, oh, I'm all like trying to. Well, then he took off and went back to where he was. I couldn't get him to go. You walk down there and you put that hissing cat right in front of him, and it wasn't like 2 casts later he came outside and just smashed it. And it's like, there you go. Like I don't think I could have got any. I would not have gotten those fish to bite.
Right.
With the arsenal that I was packing that day, I didn't pack any hardware.
And
Well,
it's
the same
all-
thing. Like when what first time we ever went to that one river where there was all those dudes on the other bank. Remember that? And I was like throwing elk pepperoni and stuff over to the guys on the other bank. We sat there and watched for. No one was catching fish. None of us were. No one on this side. No one. And then Jordan puts a spinner on and hooks like 3 in a row. Boom, boom, boom. Like, I mean, these holes were getting just pounded.
Yeah.
And that spinner is what got him to go.
Well, one of my favorite memories in a long time, you guys won't see it for a little while, but it'll be coming out on the new channel, the Stay Fishy channel. We filmed the first episode for it. And what I'm coming towards with this is the sight fishing aspect of something like hardware.
You just like nonchalantly told all these people and then no one knows about it yet, really.
We talked about it in videos and stuff, but it's okay. Regardless, we're going. It's still a little teaser for everybody. They're all wondering. Now they're going to talk about it, and they're wondering. Anyways, I could see a fish, and I casted to it with a spinner. Saw it was aggressive, just like the situation you were talking about. Keyed in on that big aggressive fish's like instinct to hit what was around it. Saw it move. Made another cast,
Wait,
missed
what?
it. Made a third cast and
Hey,
cooked the
fishing
fish.
question? What? Yeah, we'll let
The
the
way
cat.
you
We'll
can-
let the cat out the bag now, since Jordan told you guys. We
Jordan
have
ruined
been
another surprise.
working on another YouTube channel. We are working on another YouTube channel that we're gonna call Stay Fishy. So stay tuned. It's gonna be basically
It's just-
Jordan and Little's adventures. It's gonna be Jordan and Little adventures. So stay tuned. Stay Fishy.
And
is
then after
YouTube
that,
channel
we're
is
gonna
coming.
start Little's channel, Little Tiny Adventures.
You should like narrate a voice. Have like
We're
like doing all this
talking-
stuff.
Yeah, you guys, we got some stuff in the works. Could you imagine
Oh,
him
God.
waking up, nuts up, and then eating his food, and then off to the river with that? Like, he was on one today. He scared the absolute pee out of me. He was hiding behind the bush, and I'm just walking, and he just just about
He scared
jumped
him.
out
It
of
was
my
awesome.
boots, dude.
It was
He
awesome.
totally got me.
He was bored.
And we
He was
got it
bored.
on
He was
camera.
bored.
We
He was
got him
bored. He was
totally
kinda bored.
punking
He had
me.
to do it.
Yes.
Anyway, guys, stay tuned. We're excited about it. It should launch sometime in late January, so be on the lookout. We'll have some new stuff come out about it soon, where you guys.
It's
can go
just the little
subscribe.
cam.
Yep.
The official.
So
spiller
so
begins.
in that
Yeah, so let's
in that spot, Jordan, that I was talking about when you hook those 3 fish, that to me, that's a scenario where you would fish a spinner, but you wouldn't fish a spoon. Explain why? Because like there wasn't enough there really wasn't enough water or room for
Because
the spoon.
in that respect, I was drift fishing the spinner. It was not a spinner.
It was
not
a hole
water.
that was probably like as big as this room. So it was probably as big as this room. And the problem is if you'd cast your spoon in there, but you basically get it to fall, and it would fall and hit bottom, and then it's over. Like the hole's done. So you couldn't really effectively fish a spoon, whereas a spinner, you throw the spinner upriver, and then it flutters. It's just a lot lighter. It doesn't go straight to the bottom. It flutters, and so you can like work that thing through the hole better than you can a spoon. Typically, I don't fish spoons casting upriver, whereas a lot of times with spinners, you do. You fish them casting upriver.
Kyle Swift, thank you for the super chat. My 4-year-old adores Jordan and Little.
Oh man, thank you so much. Tell the 4-year-old hi for me. Jordan should build a tree house or tree fort and call it treeology as he explains it.
Exactly.
I was telling Marlon today we need to start packing the chainsaw and just like start doing man stuff. Like I'm gonna build a shelter. Build a small log cabin on the side of the bank. But what Marlon was talking about, the flutter effect, I like to call it, of the spinner in water like that, and it goes back to the story I was just kind of hinting towards with the Stay Fishy video, is I caught this fish by putting a spinner in front of its face, not effectively fishing it like a spinner, getting the blade to spin. It was the only fishable method. Same like that. I was casting up into the beginning of the hole, letting it drift down, and getting the spinner blade to spin, and then letting it fall. And then getting the spinner blade to spin and letting it fall. Which you really couldn't theoretically fish any other method like that. Twitching jig, spoon, jig, worm, beads. Nothing was going to get that same look and that same aggressive bite from a fish like the spinner was. And I think a lot of it too is, and this kind of goes into the play of a spoon, with steelhead in particular. What kind of this conversation is about is you do not need the blade RPM is not what's important about catching a steelhead. It's about having it down in their face in that high water scenario, which usually is the case in the winter. Even low water in the winter is bigger water than a lot of people are used to fishing. But just look as this thing spins. Look how much more light is put off by that slow spin, and how much more like basically reflection you get from the blade on that slow spin rather than when you spin it really fast. I spin it really fast and you can almost not even see the color of the blade. But you slow that thing down and you start to get that thing just doing that nice slow little lobe. Look at how much of that color is coming off of that blade and how much of it that you're actually seeing as it floats through there. That is when I know I'm catching fish. And so many times, and even on multiple videos, as I've been fishing a spinner, I call it out. Well, Babe Ruth it. I'll be like, that drift is in there. If there's a fish there, I'm catching it. Wham, got him. And you can just tell when it's fishing right because of the RPM of that blade. And it's not always fast and aggressive and vibrating like a normal vibrating
Generally,
spinner.
if it's going super fast, it's probably getting pulled to the surface. It's not staying in its way. So it's a good way for you on one end of the rod to indicate that, okay, it's fishing like probably how it really should be fishing.
And that is a fun and exciting part of hardware fishing for steelhead is it takes a long time to learn. It's going to be expensive for you because you're probably going to lose a lot of lures because you got to be down there. But the method is so, hand-to-hand combat, I call it. Like, you feel your spinner blade thumping. You can feel the rotations of the blade while this is happening. And so when you do hook a fish, it is just you and the fish. There's no bobber going down. There's no slack in your line. It's just you and a fish grabbing the end of your line. And that's the pinnacle of what we do. It's what we all fish for, is that slam, like aggressive, FU grab. It's just the best. It doesn't get any better.
It's amazing. That's why spoons are some
Exactly.
of my favorite ways to catch them.
And I haven't caught many steelhead on spoons. I used to fish the steelies back in the day, but a typical true
Well,
North
you see
spoon-
me, like when we go out fishing, I fish the spoon damn near every time we go. And how many fish do we catch on it? Not very many.
Yeah.
Not very many, but we do catch them. We definitely do catch them on spoons for sure. But it's a lot more challenging to catch fish on spoons, in my opinion. You don't see that many caught on them.
Mark McGibbon, thank you for the super chat, buddy.
What's he talking about?
Looking
Wicked
forward
lures?
to get to. So Mark hooks his fish, and unfortunately, I'm very sad to say this is in one of the next upcoming videos, you guys. I'm actually really upset. I'm pretty pissed off about it. He hooks his giant fish on a wicket under these trees. Gets it hung up. This fish rips him up, goes up into the trees, gets hung up. This man, he's got brass cojones, swims across the river into this log jam to get this fish unhooked, slips, goes up to his neck in the water, swimming across the hole, doing the breaststroke. And I'm like out in the river trying to like get him and stuff. No waiter bill. I mean, like almost sacrificed it all for this fish, and got back to the bank safely. Thank God. Thank Mark. He made it back safely. But all three of us have GoPros on. Nobody's recording.
I was gonna say, well, man, what did he get the fish?
Nope.
No.
The fish got
Damn
off.
it.
But he was all in. He was all in. That was the most determination for a steelhead I've ever seen. It was a beautiful one, a big chromer. But that Mark, way to go, dude. And that's what the wicked lure means.
It's an epic story.
The wicked lure is in the log still. That's where the wicked lure is at.
All right, talk a little bit about different types of spinners here. Here, open your hand. I got a whole bunch.
I'm just gonna put them up with side out cam.
It's a little webcam now.
Get it right. Well, you gave me.
I gave you a couple torpedoes and a couple.
Okay. So, do we have any like the bullet body, the big heavy ones?
No, I don't have any of those.
Okay. So there is one other different style of spinner out there, you guys, but a few different styles of spinners. This is a 4.5 size of blade, but in what I call a torpedo body. So these two are what I would call a torpedo body. Very thin lead body. What are they? What are they made out of? They might be made out of lead. They might be made out of steel or whatever. Tungsten would probably be pretty expensive for these things, but the body itself is a very small diameter, and that is what's the most important difference of these two. These spinners are heavier than these spinners, and they have less surface area, which, if so facto, allows you to fish them in different kinds of water. So this is any sort of fast water, anything from 6 to 8 to 10 feet deep, where you're going to think a spinner might not be the right choice, but it could work. This is the kind of spinner that you're going to go with when you need to cut through the water and get down deep in the water column. And these other spinners are ones that I use in shallow water, in water that has a lot of boulders, not a lot of room for that thing to sink, so you want it up in the water column. Because what happens is as soon as the water in the current, especially in the wintertime, touches any sort of bell body spinner, unless it's like one of these, big heavy R&B spinners that have extra weight inside of them, the water current and the boils and any sort of currents are going to kick these things out of place. And again, the biggest thing, like I said earlier, is keeping these spinners down in front of the fish. You can cast over them 100 times. If you don't hit them in the face when the water's 47, 42 degrees and you're in a boulder patch and you're casting 5 to 6 feet left or right of the fish, you're not going to catch them. So having the different styles of bobbers to use, or excuse me, of spinners to use in those different scenarios is what's important. The way I'm going to use, again, anywhere from 6 to 10 feet, your perfect steelhead run type of tail outs and spinner runs that would look like your iconic spinner water. A lot of boulders, that walking speed current, maybe even a little bit faster. But if you're fishing any sort of rapids or any sort of moving water, it's the only time I'm going to go with a bell-bodied spinner, and it's because of that surface area. It's going to keep it off the bottom. I'm going to be able to let this thing hang and just sit there and drift and flutter in behind boulders and like almost pause behind rocks. Where with a spinner like this, it's going to want to drop to the bottom and it's going to want to start to fall, and the weight's going to be counteracting your fishability, making that thing fall in behind the rocks. And that's really the main difference. We can go over colors for days. I don't think color is a huge factor in your spinners, other than the fact of your watercolor. And it goes right back to my method of picking beads, of picking spinners, of picking worms. Open your box, have a lot of different colors, and look at what color is telling you to fish it. And would you not agree? Like there's your true alma mater, you tried and true that you go with. But there's days you open your box and you're like, that yellow spinner is screaming. You know what I mean? Like it's
screaming at me.
It's screaming at me. Like look how vibrant it is with the daylight, with the watercolor, with the color of the trees, and any of that. And I think a lot of times people don't let their box tell them what to fish. And I even get stuck in that routine sometimes where I fish a red jig, a pink worm, and a blue spinner, and I'll go to the river and I'll fish it all day and it won't change. And at times I wonder if it really inhibits me catching fish. But the key is to not just be one trick with the spinners. Have multiple styles and have multiple colors, but stick to
your switch.
The ones.
So when you're working,
so you're saying colors don't matter really quick. Sorry, Cam, I didn't mean to cut you off. But what I wanted to say, what about blade colors? Do you feel like those matter?
I think blade color is huge.
Do you think like gold, silver? Like what conditions do you fish certain colors of blades?
Now I don't really jump back and forth anywhere out of the realm of gold and silver. I'll be quite honest. And honestly, I usually do it more off of a hunch. When I have dirty, silty water, some sort of glacial water, I tend to want to use a gold blade more. I love the white silver blades. I don't know if we have one here. This one. The white silver blades, but it is probably one of the hardest spinner blades to find on the market. It's just like a matte white finish.
Isn't it like a tarn? Don't they like dip it in a chemical?
They do a lot of. It's a paint, and I think it is a dipping process.
Yeah, you can't really see on the camera. Guys.
You can see how the one doesn't have the shine quite as much. But that is one of the hardest colors of blade to find on the market. So I wouldn't suggest a lot of you get in the habit of fishing it because, again, it is a very hard color to come by. Unfortunately, hopefully one day that'll change. But what was you asking? You were asking about the color?
What changes
blade color.
silver to gold?
And I think, one of my favorite spinner colors other than this is like a red body gold blade. And I'll fish it in super clear water and I'll fish it in dirty. I think confidence is key with the spinner. Making sure that you thoroughly fish the water is more important at times, and hitting a fish in the nose can be more important at times than having one or the other colored blade.
See, with spoons, I'm pretty like when the water's low, it's clear. I'm fishing like a copper or maybe a black or like that gold that's like a brushed gold. And then when the water's not, I'll be fishing that white one or like a chrome. Or even black. Like I'll fish black a lot too in super clear water, just because it's all you need is that profile going by. They don't need a flash. They don't need anything. They just need to see something, shadow or something swimming by them. So I'm pretty picky, like when it comes to which spoon I'm gonna fish based on what the color of the water's doing.
Yeah.
Like I found copper works really, really good when the water's clear.
Yeah. Well, and I can attest for that. Like in one of the videos that we filmed recently, I fished. And it was a purple blade, or it was a purple body, but if blue, purple, I don't really give a damn. But, if it's within that same kind of shade, I don't really think too much about it. But I fished that silver blade, purple body for 2 days. And I switched to the green body, gold blade, and I caught a fish in the third cast. So, in a hole where the fish had been there. They weren't going anywhere. No new one showed up. You know what I mean? And so there are times. But, I think having that dose of both colors and then just fishing it right. I think that is the biggest part of it. If you're in an area that might have seen a lot of pressure or might not have, effectively fishing the water the way that the spinner or a spoon allows you to is what's bringing you the fish more than switching back and forth to your colors. We're not in this live feed is not a big one around selling a product because any spinner I've had people my whole life tell me, "Oh, that color doesn't work here." Next day I caught a fish on it. It's you can't get a fish to tell you what it's thinking. I've tried really hard. I've bashed them in the head. I've tortured them. Just kidding, I haven't tortured them, but you can't get a fish to tell you what they like. Other than that, just being effective and being confident in what you're fishing, I think, as a lure or hardware angler, that's what's most important is just being confident and fishing it right. So,
I saw a question: is why does copper work so well? And when we were doing some of the big seminars with Herzog, we were talking a lot, and people would always ask, "What's your favorite color?" And he's like, "Yeah, if I only had to pick one, it'd be copper." Just because the way that it does really well in like steely green, clear, like it just kind of
the way it reflects
light in the kind of all conditions. It's just kind of like all around, like it's just like copper's jam.
I've caught so many fish on copper, so many.
Yeah, I mean to be fair, like I really like some of like the P lines that have the half gold, half nickel ones.
Yeah,
or the half copper, half nickel ones. Excuse me. Like that one seems to be like.
Isn't there a gold one in there? A 50-50 gold one right there somewhere?
No, there's no 50-50.
What's that silver?
Here. Oh, the blue.
What the hell? I thought I had. Oh, duh, it's because I didn't give them to you.
Oh, yeah, you should have done that. I'm just kidding. Yeah, there's some combinations here. There's some combination blades here, like the half gold, half nickel, and then the blues. You can see a couple blues, different kind of blues here. Blues and greens. And then somebody asked about this earlier, so let's talk about it. You can see like here, there's two spoons stacked on top, and I saw somebody else comment, what do you do, glue them together?
No, so basically they're stacked together with split rings. So you're just if Cam shows you here in the camera, you guys can see basically all we've done is we've run the split ring through both of the spoon holes and attached them together. And this will help you achieve a couple different things, right? You're getting a little bit different presentation because you're going to have the water kind of moving around through those spoon blades, giving it a little bit of a clank. But the more reason why most guys do this, and myself included, is to get a half-ounce spoon. So as you can see right there, that's 2 quarter-ounce spoons stacked together to get a half-ounce presentation. And there's not a lot of companies that make a half-ounce spoon. So having a half-ounce spoon in a lot of different water scenarios is extremely effective. I think the number one factor when it comes to fishing spoons and fishing them effectively is fishing the correct weight based on what the water conditions are that are doing that day. So, just as a general rule of thumb, if you have a lot of water flow and bigger water, fish heavier spoons. If you don't have as much water flow with smaller water, fish lighter spoons. That's kind of like a general rule of thumb, but to really get that dialed in, it's just going to take time on the water and really just fishing those spoons.
Kyle Cox, can you throw hardware with just a braid, or is it important to have a mono or fluoro bumper?
I put a bumper on every single time, and for one reason, one of the main reasons is I hate when my braid gets stuck in like the split rings or it just gets tangled up. That's one of the main reasons I do it. I also want just a little bit more stretch when the fish hits the spoon. I don't want it to be like solid to the spoon. I felt like the fish can just really rip the hooks out a little bit easier when they have that solid direct to the braid. So it's the other reason why I do a little bit of a bumper. And then when the water's clear, you know, I don't want, a lot of times I use a high vis orange or a high vis braid. And so I don't want that high vis braid like swinging through the water and swinging over fish and scaring them. So that's the other reason why I'll do a bumper a lot of the times. And I don't use anything less than 17 pound, and usually I'm using 20 on the bumper. Because with spoons, a lot of times when a fish bites it, it's going to be big.
It's not a subtle, like, you know, drifting presentation.
No.
It's the hissing cat. It's
yeah, a lot of times they're going to wreck it. So, man, you guys are just amazing with the super chats tonight. Thank you guys so much for the support. We appreciate it.
Thoughts on glow-in-the-dark lures?
I haven't used much of them.
Yeah, I don't see a lot in the salmon steelhead world other than
I
like
saw-
control gear.
Yeah, I saw a comment on scent as well. I think that's huge. I think it's extremely underutilized. Putting scent on any sort of spinner blade. Of course, we do it in the trolling world.
And a lot of people will say it doesn't make sense, but what's funny is when you have caught enough fish on hardware and watched them react, there are so many times where you can watch that fish.
They're trailing it
for a long time.
Yes, they are going to get a chance to smell.
They're following it for
whatever
a long time.
is on that lure.
Yep.
For sure.
And if you got just a little scent on there, I just
look
think
at plug fishing.
it just helps.
Look at plug fishing. How many people do you know that wouldn't go salmon fishing with a plug unless it was wrapped?
You wouldn't even freaking dream it.
Yep.
If it, of course, if it wasn't legal too, but whatever.
Right,
you know,
right.
say like Columbia River. No, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're like totally ruining your chances. Like,
Well, no, you're right. When you have the chance to use scent, use scent.
yeah.
I saw it. I explained it to him today. I had a scenario recently where I was fishing a very tight area, ran my jig. I could visually see multiple steelhead. Read my jig in front of him, didn't touch it. Pulled my scent out, put the scent out. It touched the water, and they all went.
Y'all got like giddy.
They like jumped.
This is all on video.
So they get
You guys
all-
will see this soon. You'll love it. I put my scent on. All of them freak out, hits the water, floats under the log, fish on.
Grabs it.
Within 3 seconds of putting the scent on after making
Yeah.
5 casts. And we've seen it guiding a bazillion times. Here, let me see your bead.
Yep.
Oh,
Let me see
well,
the-
what do you know?
let
It's
me
not
see-
a
let me
trick.
see,
It's
or-
not a
or,
trick.
or have a bunch of salmon in the hole, dropping eggs to them, and then you put the one egg with the right scent, and then all of a sudden they all start getting bit.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
there's
No, there's a big part of that.
fires them up.
Yep. So, great questions, you guys.
Yeah, it's a very good question. Any tips to keep your eyelets from freezing? I've tried chapstick. What have you been doing the last few days?
Chapstick works good. Just a little thing of Vaseline. That even probably works the best, honestly. Or there are different fly line floatants and stuff that you can use, which are just as easy to find. A lot of times if you fish places that typically get cold at any sort of tackle shop, they're going to have some sort of antifreeze. I know there's sprays you can spray on your line.
Yep.
It's kind of like a Teflon type of spray.
You know, the technique that Kyle was showing us to do on that one really cold
That
day,
little
it
figure
just-
8 thing, I couldn't remember
No,
what he was talking
What
about.
we do is you'd cast your drift out, and then when you reeled it in, you would actually, I know it sounds counterproductive, but you'd actually put your rod tip in the water and you'd reel it in. And when you put the rod tip in the water, if any ice developed on it, it'd obviously melt off. But of course, you're getting everything wet. But then what would happen is when you took that rod out of the water, you immediately wanted to hit the rod and shake what you could off, get your cast out quick. And if you could do it quick enough before it froze, you got your next cast in, and it wasn't doing it. And that, we were lost on that really cold day until like he started doing that. We were trying to throw crap; it was sticking, especially using braided lines. That's kind of where I kind of draw the line on the braided lines too. That's why I think like staying in that 30 to 40, because you step up into that 50, 60, 80, it just like they just soaks water. So if you're not going to fish in free, don't worry about it. But
And in a pinch, I will say, hundreds of times I've used Addicted Winter Chrome Blend and Steelhead Blend Super Gel to keep my guides
on
from
the
freezing.
eyes.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
A million times, you guys. I've done it a bazillion times. If you don't have your chapstick, if you don't have anything to use, because a lot of times for most anglers, especially like the weekend people who are only getting out there as much as they possibly can, you're not dealing with it other than the 2 days you fish. So you're going to forget. You're going to forget your stuff to put on your rod. But if you have any kind of scent, even if it's water soluble, any oil, put that thing on there. Get it lubed up and start casting. It's gonna help.
We were doing some of the coho trips. You talked about having that in a pinch, like using that scent. And I can tell you what, like my Orlock was just like
Squeaking.
I took a bottle of that winter chrome. I'm like, oh yeah. It was quiet the rest of the day. It was perfect. Yeah,
he's very oily
Bradley,
too.
Yeah, I was talking about the ADX40 line for sure. That'd be a good option to go.
Yeah.
Smoke
No, I
right
think
on.
I'm joking on that scent, remember?
Oh, ADX40, yeah, yes.
Yeah,
WD-40, ADX40, yes. Yeah, we were going to improve the WD-40
I
scent.
still think we need to do that.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Have a little spray can that's ADX40. Dirty.
Hunt and Fish, Pacific Northwest, thank you for another $100 super chat.
Super chat. Thank you so much, man.
Dude. Hunt Fish Pacific Northwest, thank you so much, man. You guys are freaking awesome.
I jigged my worm with scent on it. Needless to say, I was ripping lips all night. Must have been catfishing or something?
Catfishing for sure.
Yeah, catfishing.
Yep. Trying to make those fish tacos.
I have it all on top cam. Good stuff. Thank you, man.
You got another heritage in the house.
Uh-oh, it's going to be a battle now. Good stuff. We got another giveaway, guys. I did see, so someone real fast. So
we're going to give away another fillet mat. And then I got one more giveaway package before we leave tonight.
Right. Let me wrap this piece up just real quick. Because somebody asked, like, well, what's the difference on fishing spinners and spoons? And maybe this person didn't catch, like, the start of it. But if you're going to fish true, clean tail outs, or probably, and what Herzog would always say with spoons, like, stuff that has even water from bank to bank is where
even
you
water
want to fish
walking
your spoons.
speed.
Even water walking speed. Stuff that where you can cast the spoon out. And you cast it out across and you swing it back. Reel it in, cast it out, swing it across. Your spinners are when you're going to want to like fish your riffles, fish the top of the hole, fish the bottom of the hole, cast upstream. Like maybe you got a spot where you can't get a nice just downward swing with the spoon, so you cast up. And then you'd want to take that spoon off and then fish the spinner and those kinds. So it's almost like even walking speed, current that's running bank to bank, steadier current. Maybe some bigger boulder maze that's pretty even water. Your bigger stuff, that's where your spoons. Everything else, your spinners. And then depending on the water, torpedo, or your bell body spinners in the little more shallower applications.
Sweet.
So hopefully that answers.
All right, guys.
But you can always go back and rewatch the whole 20 minutes we talked about that.
We also have a couple. We also have quite a few tutorials online, guys, where we talk about spinner and spoon fishing. So if you guys want to learn any more about spinners,
There's an extremely in-depth spinner fishing one on the YouTube channel.
There's also an in-depth spoon one that I do, one for coho and one for steelhead. So if you guys want to learn more about spoon fishing or spinner fishing, just go over to the YouTube channel. We have playlists over there, and you guys can check them out and learn a little bit more about how to do these techniques. I'm working on something really cool on the website, guys, that's going to organize the content in a way that you guys will be able to find it and utilize it a lot better. So be on the lookout for that on the new website that's coming very, very soon. The content is going to be organized in a way where if you want to just learn about spinners, we'll have all the videos right there, easily find. You can grab on them and just look at them all. Because right now it's hard. A lot of the playlists, like some of the
a lot of videos.
The how-to playlists, like the one playlist has like 450 videos. It's like when you're trying to go through and find a tutorial on something specific, sometimes it's hard to find in that. So I'm going to organize it in a way that's super helpful for you guys, so be on the lookout for that. And yeah, Cam, Bigfoot is real. And how dare you?
He's not.
How dare you disrespect
I'm not disrespecting
your fellow brother and sisters?
I'm not disrespecting anybody who thinks Bigfoot.
There is people in the comments that straight think you're
it.
disrespectful.
I was not being disrespectful, but he's not real. Sorry.
I thought it was funny.
Who thinks Bigfoot is real?
He's not real.
Who thinks
and
Bigfoot?
I'll give you my rationale on why he's not real.
Who thinks Bigfoot is real? Who thinks Bigfoot is not real?
Okay.
Drop some comments below. I want to know who thinks he's real, who thinks he's not real.
Just fine. You guys all comment.
Yeah, before you give your piece, I want to see.
Because I haven't watched the episode yet.
They live. Bigfoot is real.
Do I give
real?
Cool. I don't care.
Thumbs up.
Yeah. Look, here's a question. I have not seen the episode yet. I read the comments real quick because someone tagged me in one, and I saw it. And then he made. Anyways, do they give my explanation in there, like in the episode?
No.
Well, then, because there's no.
It's literally just you guys at the beginning of the day. You're like, Nate. I think Nate's his name. Yeah. He comes down and he's like, "Hey, there's been a couple Bigfoot sightings or something in here. I actually found a footprint." And you're like, "Bigfoot isn't real."
He's not real.
I wanted it,
and then it just
was
cuts
dead
off.
silence.
And then it just cuts
Everybody's
off.
like, "Oh."
So So here's my rationale why Bigfoot is not real.
Real
have-
AF.
We have not thousands, not tens of thousands. We have collectively in this country hundreds of thousands of trail cams out there. We know that albino cougars exist in like the Goat Rocks wilderness that humans have never seen with their eye on the camera, and yet we have no pictures of Bigfoot on a trail cam. Like, show me one.
You can say that, but listen to this.
So when that happens, I'll be like, I was wrong.
Just found some creature in some country, and I'll pull it up for you.
Okay, I'm saying America. Bigfoot in America. Ape caves. I get it.
Bigfoot's all over the world.
Okay, cool.
They just found some creature, and I'll show it to you when I show it to you, because I saw it, and I thought it was fake, and then I did the research on it. They found some, like, dinosaur, dude. And this is the first recorded picture ever. They thought they were extinct. They just got a picture of one.
On how they get it.
Trail camera. Yeah.
So there's dinosaurs.
But that thing's gone around for that.
Hold on.
That's gone around for that many years, though. Never.
Right.
Bigfoot's
But
smart,
we have
dude.
hundreds of thousands. But that's,
He's way smarter.
I feel like.
Dude, he smells us. He smells that trail camera from 14 million miles away. It goes nowhere near.
For what you're saying though is that things exist out there, and we did get them on trail cams.
Bigfoot smells the trail camera and doesn't go near it.
I didn't have to make the argument. Marlon just made it for me. Like stuff that we didn't think existed just showed up on a trail cam in some country somewhere, but yet no one has one of a Bigfoot.
Because he's smarter.
Drop, walking away.
No.
Peace out, good night, guys.
No, it's because Bigfoot's smarter.
Until
Bigfoot's
you
smarter.
made my
it.
case.
Nope.
You made my case. I'm done.
He's alive, dude. He's
and
alive.
you know what? Maybe one day I'm wrong, and the day that I'm wrong, and someone like, damn, I was wrong. I'm gonna be packing my 45 a little more often than I do now out there.
He doesn't.
Like,
He ain't around to hurt you.
I'm just saying.
Everybody keeps saying I'm Bigfoot.
Look, yeah, some guys' camera's right.
Yeah, Bigfoot has been caught on many trail cameras.
I show where, like, what? I mean, like, come on.
I always love it because, like, I always love the videos online of Bigfoot because, like, you'll read the comments, and same with like the videos of like UFOs and stuff. Go and read the comments; it's hilarious. It'll be like, "Man, it's 2021, but we're still filming on an iPixel 4."
Exactly. Like, just come on. Like, we have pictures of albino cougars that. Like, I mean, like, they show them, like, in the national parks and crap. Like, stuff that no one's ever seen, but we know are out there. And then, like, we just don't have one.
Maybe there's
it's
less
just crazy.
Bigfoots than albino cougars.
Now, if you're one of these Bigfoot guys that love doing the shows,
Yeah,
like,
see,
start
Bigfoot-
walking in front of trail cams and tell you what,
Bigfoot
there's your there you go.
outsmarts humans.
Fair enough. But there's hundreds of thousands of trail cams in the swamps of Louisiana, up to the Ape caves.
People have videos and pictures of them. You haven't seen them?
Oh, my God. Until I see it on
Haven't you seen
national
that Milk Boys
news.
video?
Oh, that's all you believe is the national news?
I didn't say
Oh,
that.
this guy over
Here we
here.
go.
I
Here
knew
we
it.
go.
It was Marlon.
I knew
Oh,
it.
my
See,
God.
that says so.
Exactly.
No.
Cam, the typical
And actually,
CNN guy over
if they
here.
said it, I still wouldn't believe it. So we're just going to throw that out there. That's the end of that. We're not going down that. That's a rabbit hole we don't want. I didn't mean to say that. Sorry, but I don't want to see it on some 11 o'clock, like,
Oh,
Bigfoot
yeah,
Hunter
oh
show.
gosh, Cam the news
oh
watcher.
My God. Oh my God. I just, yeah. Okay, there you go. Fine. I mean, like you said, they found a dinosaur. They haven't found Bigfoot. There you go. Okay. Well,
Bigfoot catches Steelhead for sure.
no, that's fair enough.
Cam doesn't see it on CNN. Didn't
No. Trust me, I don't watch. Well, first off, I gotta watch that, so never gonna see that. So don't worry about that.
Yes.
You got nothing to worry about there.
Oh,
Uh,
what a good night.
oh man, I think.
It's hot in here.
All right, Clint, let's pick a winner.
Oh, boy.
Pick a winner for the other filet map.
I wasn't being disrespectful too. I was just like, I just don't.
You
think
were just
that's-
joking
that's-
that morning.
Right, that's my rationale. Like, I want to hear it. I'm gonna get 55 people that are gonna message me. Like, and see, like, I've always wondered that. Like, these guys that do the Bigfoot shows, like, and they always, hear the noise and have the FLIR cameras and stuff.
Is that
like,
it? Daniel
why don't they
Adams?
walk a costume in front of a bunch of trail cams
yeah.
and say, "We got them on trail cam"? They never do.
Daniel
That was Phil's neighbor,
Adams.
some of his best friends.
Hey, be quiet. Daniel Adams
Yeah,
on
you told me
YouTube.
that. Yeah,
You
another
just
reason why
won-
they're fake.
Shut up.
Sorry.
Daniel Adams on YouTube. You just won yourself a filet away fish match. Shoot us an email to orders@addicted.fishing. Orders@addicted.fishing. Make sure you include your name, your address, and let us know that you won the filet away mat. We'll get it out to you.
Harry meets
It's
the
hot in
addicts
here,
part-
man.
Harry meets the addicts
That-
part
that-
3.
that's
Stop
debate got me
drinking
all
freaking
heated.
14 White Claws and you wouldn't
14
freaking-
White Claws. This is the Pepsi,
Plot
sir.
twist: Bigfoot is Cameron's father. Shut up.
14
Oh my
White
God.
Claws.
And you're wearing a puffy.
I know I'm wearing a puffy.
Why
okay?
are you wearing a puffy in here?
I don't want to blind the camera with the giant, like, vibrant red sockeye shirt. Who makes a red shirt?
We are,
everybody,
Eric.
honestly.
We totally are.
Oh, they're sick.
They are, but it doesn't look good on the camera. It's weird. Anyways.
They're nice.
I mean, you're pretty red right now, so.
I'm hot as hell.
Matches you. I just look like
Someone
freaking-
fan Jordan.
I look like I'm dead on this camera. I look like I died and lost all my color.
Tales of the
4 days
Crypt.
ago.
Where were we?
What type of dino was it? These
I have no
comments are
idea.
coming in from all over the board.
I don't know, dude.
They found a dinosaur, and they didn't find Bigfoot.
Ain't no law.
They were like
exactly,
they were like
buddy.
trying to track these like leopards or something, and then they got the first recorded picture ever of this thing, and it looks like a freaking dinosaur. It's weird looking. It's cool looking though. It's real. Because at first I was like, this is fake.
It's real.
Like, I read-
Trust me.
I
It's
read-
not
7-year-old trying to
on
tell me
the
Santa
internet.
Claus
No,
is
I'm
real.
serious. I read the story and I was like, this has to be fake. I'm like, why did I even click on this? And then I was like, trying to do my research.
Adam
on it.
says, I used to drink 14 Pepsis a day too, then I found Bigfoot.
That's where this is headed. We're going on a big hunt tonight,
Yes.
and we'll probably find
I got a spot.
it. Anyways, not to mention too how much like an actual credible one photo would be worth, and that was also the other part of it too. It's like if someone had it out there, like it'd be out there because it'd be worth some bucks. So,
Bill Gates took it from him.
fair enough, probably. Yeah. Okay.
Some poor
Where
dude.
were we? What are we talking about now? Is we still talking?
We're
hardware
talking about
questions?
dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Jurassic
Year in
Park.
review.
Another Jurassic
review.
Park is coming out. I'm really excited.
That Bigfoot video was my favorite.
What one?
What one are you talking about, Clint?
Good stuff, right?
What's going on? Dude, I was trying to find. Look at that trail cam picture of Bigfoot. That's such a good one. That's such a good one.
Oh boy.
I was trying to find a good trail cam pic. Of
I'm
Bigfoot
sure I can
here.
find them out there because I'm sure a bunch of ding dongs got freaking Bigfoot costume walked in front of trail cams. I don't know.
You talking about this
Look at
dinosaur
that. There he is,
house?
right there,
There he
dude.
is, taking a-
Clear as
taking
day.
a piss on that tree.
Told you, dude. There's
Yep.
lots of pictures.
I
of
thought
it.
Bigfoot was smarter than that.
I was trying to find the freaking
The dinosaur.
dinosaur, and now I can't find it. I wish I remembered what the name.
How many people are still watching this show? Let's see here real quick.
There's a lot still.
3.
Oh, no, there's still 500 of you watching. So you keep calm and squatch on. Yep. There we go.
Okay, we need to just year in review here. It's
Yeah, you're
8:06.
in view. What are we talking
Let's
about?
talk about each of our favorite moments that we captured on film this year. Each of our favorite moments that we captured on film.
This is the most productive show yet. I doubt it.
Dude, we talked some good
We
hardware
talked some
stuff.
good hardware stuff. Yeah.
Best thing on camera.
What
I
about
don't
you guys?
know.
Let's ask the audience.
Yes.
Okay, so 2021 year in review, all the videos, all the moments. Like, what was your guys' favorite? Like, in just one sentence, like when little like bit of fish or caught or get or whatever it might be. Like, what this a certain fish someone got, some how to, something you like,
Something you learned. that
something you learned,
helped you
cooking?
catch a fish.
yeah,
Yeah.
a cooking thing. Like, what was your favorite? Oh gosh, the first guy mushrooms. I'm out. Damn it! The blooper reel. Someone said the blooper
The
reel.
blooper reel is a great video.
Yes, yes. Bring
Dave
Big
falling
Dave
in
to
the
Idaho
water.
to fish the canyon. We're not asking for suggestions. Like what? Love the competition. Yes, sir. Big Dave falling in the water. That's always a good one.
When Little found mushrooms, that was an awesome moment for me too. Little Cam playing with Jordan. There's a lot more of that to come, guys.
When Clint got low hold. Well, everybody loves that. Probably moments on these live feeds. Oh gosh. Oh, any video with Jordan and Little.
Aww.
Aw. My 4-year-old daughter never minds me all the time. That's awesome, man. awesome.
Dude, the Nevermind has to be a huge moment. Like,
that was a moment. It was a moment. It was a gift that kept on giving for like 2 weeks.
Yes.
I would say
And
longer
then
than that.
people would do it, and I just look at them, and then they'd be like, "Oh, whoops, probably shouldn't have done that." Good stuff.
Herzog putting on the spoon clinic.
When Jordan caught the Springer right in front of the Karen.
Jordan's face when he threw the shrimp pot overboard was
There you
probably
go.
my
Oh, that was
favorite.
awesome. Sonar images explanations. Yeah, Michael, we're gonna be doing a lot of that next year.
I just love that, dude, because Sean pans immediately to you and then goes right to Brandon Traeger. Like, your face is like shock, and Brandon Traeger's just pissed. Like,
Oh, there's a blast from the Fishing Isn't Peaceful. That was like 5 years ago.
oh my
So,
god,
blast from the past.
we need a fishing
Kayak guy, Jordan running big whitewater. We talked about that in the live, or in the podcast, and that was one of my favorite trips of the entire year for
Cam's
sure.
Bam of the King Live.
Oh, the Big Fish Life.
That was last year. That was the year before.
It was in the fall. You're right. Nevertheless, we talked about
That's
it.
a good one.
The Karen,
The
the blueberry
Southern-
tartar
Southern
sauce,
Oregon.
your blackberry that I went to the grocery
Hey,
store.
Gordon Ramsay catch and cook parody would be funny. As
I
hell.
want to do that so bad. If everybody can just totally spam him and tell him that he should go fishing with Addicted Fishing and do it on the river catch and cook. That is my dream. Is
Like
to take that
you
man
think
fishing.
Gordon Ramsay? You think you're like hot crap, like in your nice kitchens and your nice crap? Like get it on the river. Let's see it.
Let's go
Let's
cook in
see
a
it.
3-foot
Let's
shop.
see it. Let's
No,
see
I
it.
would love to take that guy fishing. It'd be so much fun. Just to show him the day, go out and catch fish, have some fun. That's on the
Sturgeon
list.
on a kokanee rod.
That was a live feed.
Cam reading 4x4s out loud.
Yeah,
That was a moment. That was
Cam
definitely a moment. Yeah.
I saw someone said Big Dave's nobody panic moment, and that was definitely a classic. That thing got like 300,000, 400,000 views on Facebook.
So funny.
Him falling.
The fishing competition. I've seen that a few times.
We have to do more of those. Yeah, those were fun. When the seal tried to take
Karen.
the salmon from Jordan's hand.
That was next level.
Yeah.
See, there's so many moments from this year.
Yeah.
On a double header, I almost got eaten by a seal.
Circle game.
That was
We did
so
it a few
epic.
times.
Anytime Sean gets to catch a fish.
Oh, isn't that
Aw.
cute? Never.
Never again.
Yeah.
You will not see that in 2022. He has videos to edit.
The limited edition addicted pea jug.
Oh, wow,
Yes.
Greg, come on.
Yes.
Oh, Greg. Yeah, that was funny.
Jordan almost getting his arm bit off by a seal at Bowie.
Yeah.
Yes, would have been a little more viral if you actually would have bit me.
Yeah, the Midwest fishing, like to see new locations. Yeah, that's going to be a goal of ours going into 2022, guys. As you guys know, traveling the last couple years has been a little tough. But hopefully as we continue on, it'll get easier and easier to travel, and we can do all those fun things.
XXL Chrome Coho collab for sure.
Yep, we got another one of those coming.
Need more
Austin, go comment on John B's videos and tell him to collab
Pop
with
in
us.
the anchor. Pulling the Jordan shrimp pot.
Oh,
yeah, right. At least he got his back.
That's true.
Uh,
Everyone was commenting on the shrimp pot thing saying he should have dove in. Why didn't he dive in?
I couldn't have swam back up with that thing.
How much did it weigh?
Oh, the center pin.
No,
That's
I-
right. Yeah, that was cool. Good stuff. Yeah, the Michigan trip. I don't know. I feel like for Steelhead, like the Michigan trip had to be like.
Gordon Ramsay, you have to try this ketchup and mustard combo wombo. It's exquisite.
You gotta try your White Claw fish batter. There you go.
Oh, I couldn't have said it better myself. No, we don't have silverware. Eat it with your hands, Gordon.
The Kratzer Steelhead episode. Yeah, we talked about on that podcast and
That's
how
funny.
much
Combo
work
wombo.
that thing was for 2 days for that one. Like, well, actually, a couple good fish, but up until we got the first fish, it was just like how hard we worked on that episode.
Clint messing up at the end of every live feed.
Yeah,
I don't see that.
That's their favorite.
that's not a
moment.
one moment. That's like 52 moments.
I
It
don't
really
see that.
is.
I'm seeing a ton of videos from the Southern Oregon raft
Yeah.
trip, man. That's awesome. I'm so glad everybody liked that.
Doesn't matter, caught a fish.
That's a good one.
Shout out to Lucas.
If Cam punches a sea lion on camera, I will donate $200 to the charity of his choice. Does the sea lion have to be
Don't-
alive?
Buzzing and catching
Have to
ducks
be
for 3
alive.
days. The Kniggy Wiggy. That wasn't last
Opening the show, cussing like crazy, not realizing you're live.
Yeah, ADS. That was another. But that was a Clint screw up, not the end of the show, at the before the show.
That was.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that one for a while.
Northwest Fishing Secrets collab.
Jordan rock collecting, Nathan. I'm glad you appreciate that. We're trying to do that a lot in every episode now.
Coho Rodeo episode. Got through
Yes.
that.
The 7 Rivers, 7 Days, guys. We've been talking about doing that. I think we're going to do another one of those for Steelhead. We really want to do another one of those for Steelhead. I think it'd be harder. It'd be more
That
fun.
was 3 years ago. That was episode 3 of Addicted Life. That was way back. Way back. When we were still figuring.
Isn't that when you broke your dad's rod or whatever?
Yeah. And I caught the pyrosomes or whatever. And a bunch of halibut. And a bunch of halibut.
Halibut are tasty.
How many episodes do you guys remember that you weren't in that you actually watched on YouTube?
Every single
Is
one.
that a trick question?
You, yes.
I haven't seen that.
I think my and I said this on the podcast. I think my favorite episode by far that we filmed last year was the one that I did with Big Dave. For me, that's like such a cool moment. That day where I fished with Nick and Popoff. When I fished with Popoff and Big Dave, and we floated super late. The weather was amazing, and the steelhead fishing was just absolutely insane. I'm never gonna forget that day. Hopefully, we can do another one of those this year. The antler prank was pretty hilarious.
Yeah. We're just going through these reminiscing. Pretty sure. Reading. All going out on the charter. Oh, tuna.
Yeah, the tuna fishing was fun.
Right.
Yeah, British Columbia is definitely on the bucket list, guys. We
We're gonna
definitely
be
want to
allowed
get to
to.
Canada. We definitely want to get to Canada and go fish over there for sure.
The episode where my name was picked.
I love it.
Dale.
I forgot about that video where I hooked
Where you
it.
got all surprised.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's
I'm like,
a
oh,
fish!
there it is.
It's like, this works. Record numbers of a beer in days of fishing. I don't really drink when I fish.
No, I don't really drink at
Jordan
all.
dropping
I-
the State Fishy channel early. He's just trying to like,
if I drink while I fish, most of the beers get spilled. Or the
Oh.
pops, or whatever. They end up tipped over and spilled.
Damn, Kevin. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
Kill bag giveaway on me. Happy New. Oh,
Good idea, man. Cool, Kev. Thank you so much, man.
Kevin is sponsoring. This giveaway is sponsored by Kevin Heiser, and then we're just throwing side cam up for a weird reason because our producer just.
It says right in his comment, let's go
Oh.
side cam.
Oh, okay.
Side cam,
I didn't
cam.
get that
You
part.
gotta get, it's the number one rule
I
in
know.
journalism. Get the
Reading's
people
hard.
what they want.
Yeah, left and right, top and bottom.
How many people want to see Clint get fired?
I
right
didn't
now.
read it.
Right
I didn't
now,
read
live
it.
on the air. Let's
Group
find
words
out.
to form sentences.
Let's see. Let's see.
Midol for any cramps.
Let's see how many.
Ibuprofen for
Tylenol for any headaches. Midol for any
Midol.
cramps.
Saying the guy that literally walked out of the live feed 2 weeks
He's
ago when I made
quoting
him cry.
Tommy Boy. He's quoting Tommy Boy.
Oh.
Come on, the best movie ever.
It is.
Dude, the nice
Boom.
thing is we just
Kill
got
bag.
these back in stock.
Oh, jeez. Well, there you go.
We just got more of these back in stock. We're going to give one away tonight thanks to Kevin.
Thanks to
He
Kevin.
sponsored it.
Boom. Kill bag.
I love those on the river now because you can see a fellow friend from a mile
yes,
away
you can.
through the bushes. Everything like,
That was
oh, that
one of
guy's
the
got a
greatest-
kill bag.
That was one of the biggest shocks I saw. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, those things are everywhere. They really are everywhere.
Yep.
They're good kill bag.
Those things are so
Not
bled
gonna
out. It's
fill like
crazy
8
looking.
sturgeon in there, but they're good. These things are awesome.
But these aren't meant for
They are
that. These
perfect.
are more the bank guys filming your drift boat.
Yep. No, they are perfect. They're even for the sled guys.
Okay, what's the question going to be? How are we going to give this thing away?
I don't know. What do you guys think?
We already asked them what their favorite
I'll
moment
take
was.
it.
We already asked them what their favorite moment was, so that can't be it. They ruin it.
Well, I didn't know he was gonna do. I asked him before he did this thing. Fired again.
How about we do what's your favorite all-time addicted moment? Like what's out of every video we've ever made on YouTube, every single movie we've ever made,
Antics. Let's hear it.
what is your favorite thing that we've ever done? We've ever filmed or ever put out there. What's your guys' favorite thing? It could be a lure if you want. It could be a lure that we created. It could be a video that we made. It could be. What's your guys' favorite thing about Addicted? Just curious. Just curious.
Marlon cooking sturgeon in the garage.
Yeah.
Marlon's jet boiling sturgeon.
Jet boiled
failing
sturgeon.
miserable.
The poor and homeless man's
The 100
lobster.
videos
Put that one
Steelhead
else in there, too.
David. KVD video.
Yes.
Alaska 2 catching giant center pin. Jordan telling off the hater. There it is again. Girlfriend says Alaska videos. Alaska 1, Alaska 2, Michigan Steel. Trying to read all these damn comments so fast. Big Chinook.
Jordan telling off the hater. That's my favorite too.
The whole program.
Sometimes I go back and just
Coho
watch that.
switching vids. Haven't seen it yet. Alaska 3. Nobody has seen it yet. You'll see it here in a month. Jordan catching cooks, showing people how to just have fun fishing. KVD, another KVD. Little charter fishing.
Littles.
Lonning removing a treble from his face. That's
Yeah.
some OG stuff.
Old
there.
school.
When they pranked Marlon with the cops.
That
Yep.
was hilarious.
Yep. I was gonna box somebody.
Jordan,
Jordan the Wildfire video.
That was a good.
Those
one.
were cool videos.
Kaplan's big steelhead.
I love going down.
Marlon's videos after tasting lake trout. Marlon. Yeah, that stuff was disgusting.
Oh,
Don't- There is literally
Buoy
0
10
point.
sushi.
Don't keep lake trout. They're disgusting. They're not worth eating.
Oh, watching the kids.
A lot of mushrooms. A lot of mushroom comments. I'm glad you guys
People
like that.
Love the mushroom.
Yeah, it was a
Good.
fun. It was a
We'll have whole
phenomenal.
channel to do mushrooms.
Yes. Let's do a whole
Anytime
new
Marlon
one.
gets mad and Jordan giggles like a schoolgirl.
Yeah.
We gotta do spring mushrooms.
I tried last year with the morels, but they were late. We didn't get any. You were keeping me on such a tight schedule, I couldn't really go pick. You got to be free to go and you got to have time. It's like,
Catching surf
Scout
perch
horns.
fishing. We need to do some. We almost
Maybe
did
you should
that.
just know where they're at, like I do with horns.
The moose shed prank. That was a good one.
Drive by the legend.
Drive by the legend.
Thank you so much for the super chat, Dane.
Lake trout collab with
Yeah, lake trout are gross. They're not good to eat.
Ace video.
I hit Ace up again, guys. If any of you guys are Ace video fans out there and you're watching his videos, all you guys go over there and comment and say Addicted Fishing Collab, because we're coming. We are literally traveling to where he lives now at the end of January, and I hit him up saying, hey dude, we're coming out there to go fishing, just coincidentally, because we have another buddy that fishes out there. Hit us up if you want to fish, and he never got back to me. So all
he
you guys
seems
should
like the
go
kind
spam
of
him.
gentleman that might live life without a cell phone kind of guy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pretty off-grid sort of individual.
Part of the reason why he moved.
Real conscientious objector of sorts.
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
I like it. I love it.
Go
Ace.
spam his comments and say Addicted Fishing Collab. Go spam
We
Ace's
should have
comments.
that set up.
Jordan
The
Santa
100 people
Claus.
on Kill List, they just-
I was sad we didn't repost that video somehow.
Which one?
The Sleigh Rider 5000.
Why didn't you make another one? Exactly. I didn't have time. I was too busy dealing with
All I
crazy.
all I have to say is me.
Would Cam use the deluxe air fryer in the cooking video? I've done that one time like 3 years ago. That's funny. Because that's obscure. You obviously watch the channel.
All right, let's pick a winner and get out of here, huh? We got a few more minutes, or do you want to talk about anything else?
No, we gotta pick.
Great
Pick
pumpkin.
the
Great pumpkin was fun.
the pumpkin was great, and Cam blew it up.
Bang.
What a great video. We put some effort in last fall for sure. Man,
The
we
best
made
part
some.
of that was Cam missing like 20 times.
We didn't show that. It didn't happen.
We
Pictures.
did all the kids. We went around and did the Santa Claus thing too,
Yep.
which was a lot of fun.
that
This year we didn't do anything like that because
That
we
Rudolph
donated to
nose?
the families, and then so I did go around Sportsman's and buy some gift cards. And
Rudolph nose still lingers in my pickup. It drifts around in my pickup still to this day, and it falls out of the glove box ever so often.
Yeah, the pumpkin was that video.
pumpkin
The
was
pumpkin
fun.
should have went viral. It was annoying.
I think it will again one day. Little is so cute. You should only imagine how snug bugged he is right now. He's probably cuter than ever. In Dad's bed on his pillow.
He's
Getting hair everywhere.
He hiked his ass off today.
He did. He ran the whole time.
Mhm.
If little Cam makes it into much of the video today, it's him jumping over creeks and running full
What the
What
heck?
did that say?
It said something about Cameron
No.
playing. I saw another comment a few comments back that was like, "Why do Clint and Cam make out on the side of the river?" And I was like, "What the hell?"
Weirdos.
The collab with Taku. We got to do some more of those.
Yes. We need to go down into his neck of the woods here very soon.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of really cool fishing in his area. Some of that video he just posted with all the best culinary fish of the sea. He had the uni. He had the sea urchins. He had lobster. I mean,
He just caught his first sturgeon too in San Francisco. Sturgeon fishing's pretty good down there, huh?
Jordan losing his knife. Yeah, it is. You can keep him. Jordan losing his knife and finding it. What a miraculous little week of knife losing and finding I had there. That was cool.
You never found your GoPro that you lost.
What do you mean?
The one that Sean left out in the freaking...
Oh, there's still a bounty. Yeah. The one that's in Russia now? Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck with that one, folks.
Somebody's going to find it, and there's going to be a hell of an episode on there.
It does float.
Yeah.
It does float. 80X goes south, guys. We've been talking about we're going to do a part 2 this year to that.
We need to go further south into where the big trees are.
We're going to go down and do a part 2 of 80X goes south because I have some rivers down there that are on my bucket list that I got to knock off.
To tune the plugs and it never worked.
Live feed.
Oh, in that live feed. Yeah, we're trying.
That was the worst live feed we have ever
That was
recorded.
definitely never like.
If
I would have found that, if I would have found that plug out fishing, I would have just. Like,
that was one of those like.
And somebody else would have found it, and then they could have dealt with it.
That was one of those. Let's try to throw something together that didn't really work out too good.
That was funny. For the record, it was mine.
It wasn't mine.
I was gone.
Thank God.
Yeah, that was terrible. All right, Clint.
Let's pick it.
Let's pick a winner here for the kill bag.
Winner for the kill bag brought to you by Kevin. Thanks so much.
V8 Rambo.
V8 Rambo with uptime.
Yeah.
V8 Rambo, shoot us an email to orders@addicted.fishing. Include your name, your address, and let us know that you won the Addicted Kill Bag, and we'll get it shipped out to you.
There you go.
Thank you so much, V8 Rambo, and everyone else that shares these out there.
Yeah.
And like I said, we do get more of those back in stock. I know we got a bunch of Instagram messages asking when we're going to get more kill bags. We just got more kill bags in stock on the website. So if you guys want them, go get them.
Addicted in the Bay Area. Late April.
Yes, we plan on it. We were going to come down there for sure this year. We've actually been talking to Die Hard Fishing. So we're going to go down there and maybe do some videos with him. Maybe do some stuff with Taku. Hopefully Fisherman's Life. We'd love to collab with him. Yeah. That's our plans. You guys got anything else you want to talk about?
Nope.
Sergeant's outdoor, not right now, not till almost the 20th if it goes that long. Which it probably won't. But
there's Die Hard Fishing right there. What's up, dude? In the building. If you guys don't know who that is right there, there he is. He has another YouTube channel down in Northern California. So guys, make sure you guys go check him out. He makes some super cool content. Watch a lot of his stuff, so we're gonna collab. We're gonna maybe go down to his area. He's talking about coming up here and maybe trying to catch a steelhead.
I need a 30-pound striper somewhere easy and on top water, preferably. Thanks.
Yeah, Die Hard. What do you know about stripers? We want to catch those. Anyway, I think that's all we got, guys. Do not forget February 4th at the Washington Sportsman Show in Puyallup, Washington, and February 17th at the Portland Sportsman Show in Portland, Oregon. Buy your Addicted Alaska 3 tickets. These premieres are going to be epic. I want all you addicts there, so buy them. They're on our website. They're $15, and it's going to be a good time. And I got nothing else.
Shame on you for buying all those lures and not having our lures in Weimar. Well, then when you go to Weimar, if you want them in there, tell the store employees that you want the lures where you're at, and I guarantee you they'll tell the buyers because they get really annoyed when you guys keep asking for them and they don't have them.
We have a lot of our stuff in Weimar, so it depends on what you're looking for.
Just keep it up. No problem.
Stripers, no problem as long as you don't mind standing in the surf.
Okay.
Deal.
Done.
Yeah, man, let's just chat in the next week or so and try to get some dates solid. I saw that you emailed me back. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, so we'll try to get some dates down and get some stuff planned. Should be fun. Should be fun. All right. What do you got? We're filming again tomorrow.
Yep, we're filming for the next 5 days. We're gonna have some awesome videos coming. We're taking as big of advantage of this snow as we can. Just kind of get to go on these little adventures and share it with you guys. That's kind of what we're trying to gravitate the channel towards, is sharing our fun days on the water with people, the viewer that can't be out there doing it.
And being real.
Yeah.
You guys are going to see a lot of videos coming out, especially this steelhead season, where we may not catch a fish, but we're out there grinding every single day, all day long, trying to. So
yeah, and that's what the beauty of it is. That's why we all do it. Fish or not, we have fun. So
cool.
Looking forward to, and be sure to be tuned in. There's some really great ones coming with a lot of fish, but it's going to be a good season. I'm excited. We're all going to have some fun.
It's going to be a good season.
We haven't even got started, We haven't even got started. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for watching.